podcast. Hey guys, welcome back to Content is Profit. I have a question for you today. How much time have you lost? And I had this question just now. I was just walking down to get a coffee. I just hopped off a call with one of our awesome partners and customers. Shout out to Michelle. And earlier we had another session with somebody that was brand new to podcasting. He's been publishing some content and he decided to finally come in and give podcasting a shot with one of his guests. And they came out of the session so excited. And the question was like, why haven't we created like this before? Right. And I'm sitting here. If you're watching the video, it's a little bit of a different, so it's the same studio. I just spent the whole weekend kind of rearranging things, putting some lights, doing different things and experimenting a little bit, making sure that we have a place where people can sit down and create and do cool stuff. And the mix of all of that, I mean, the guys came in and they saw it and they were excited. And it allowed them to create. And, I listened to a little bit of their podcast and, it's about business and stories and things. And for them, it was super cool. Just that feeling, right? And then on the call with Michelle, the whole theme about the call was like not giving up and I'm moving forward and figuring out a way. And it just takes me back to the days that we were trying to figure out what our content strategy was going to be. Or what should we be posting or what should we be putting out there? And I understand that that's a topic that for a lot of people might cause a lot of anxiety or questions or, confusion maybe. There's so many, 1,000 gurus telling you what to publish or what to do. And to be completely honest, after 8 years in the world of content and 6 with our product Content Momentum, and now almost 2 with a podcast studio, we've seen so many frameworks and so many formats, and they all work at the end of the day. They all work, right? It's like, it's all about like, how do you endure long enough to get noticed? Like, how do you speed up the process? How do you get feedback? Last week, we posted an episode about the initial lessons on when we started running YouTube ads to our podcast very recently, right? And we're learning faster and faster because of that information. So, same with the football show. We published a football show, a completely different topic that the business content that we do here all the time. And the reception has been incredible. It's like, okay, let's take, what people tell us, that we like, for example, the energy, and let's put it on a topic that's completely different. Maybe that's not business that we enjoy doing. And the feedback has been incredible. So we've been learning from that. It's like, okay, how can we do more of that? Right. And then, mixed with, I was listening to an episode earlier today where there's a quote from Jeff Bezos, right? I'm going to read it here. The world wants you to be typical. And 1,000, let me rephrase that. let me reread it clearly. The world wants you to be typical. And 1,000 ways it pulls at you. Don't let it happen. So basically he's referring to the fact that, our human nature or like in our society, right? We tend to levitate, or the people close to us tend to tell us, hey, why are you not normal? Like, why don't you just do this instead of being atypical and running a business or creating a solution and putting extra effort, right? It just takes a lot of effort, creating content, building a business, creating something worthwhile. And it made me reflect on the guys recording the podcast earlier. There were 2 small business owners here in town, and they were talking about, everybody looks at the business owner as in this amazing person, but then they don't know that we work, 120 hours a week, right? Or 80 hours a week or overtime. And there's no time off, and we're always working, checking the emails, and especially when we're in startup mode. And I feel like a lot of the creators that we've been able to support with our services or even with this podcast, it takes a part of that. It's part of that growth. It's part of that feeling that we're different. Right. And I just wanted to sit down here for a little bit and reflect on that and congratulate you that are listening, that are leveling up today. Congratulate you that are a creator that is not ashamed to be different and provide a solution to the world. And say thank you. Thank you for putting your message out there. Right. Because it does take a lot of effort. It does take a lot of time. It does take a lot of intention. And we see a lot of people maybe on social media or on our TV that maybe we see and we put them in a high standard Or maybe they make it seem very easy, or we admire them because of the wrong reasons. And maybe we get discouraged sometimes because we see that as a high bar. But I'm telling you today, right now, that you are on the right path. That you are putting in the reps for something bigger. Maybe this is not your first podcast. Maybe this is not your first video content. Maybe this is not your first YouTube video. Maybe this is not your first blog. But putting in the reps and getting better at the craft with help or no help of AI or employees or something, putting in the rep where you intentionally want to put a message out there and help people out is so worth it. So thank you. Thank you for that. So back to my initial question. How much time have you lost? How much time have you sit down in front of a camera or in front of your phone and thought you were going to create something, and then you maybe record it, but then it never goes out. You never publish it. You never gather feedback. How much time have you spent? For us, it was 3 years. 3 years that we could have put in the reps, and maybe now we're in a different position. For some people, some people might see us and they might see that we're successful. I think internally, we have a long way to go. I think we have a lot of problems that we need to solve in our company, with our teams, with our, the people that we support. Obviously, there's always CBB, we can be better. But at the same time, I am glad that we started when we did. So about 6 years ago. So how much time have you lost? If you're still thinking about publishing, if you're still thinking about launching, if you're still thinking about putting your message out there, don't think anymore. Record your message. You know what to say. You're an expert in your field. You know your passion. Put it out there to the world. Gather feedback and improve. I know that this was like a little vague, but I just want to reflect because the guys that came in this morning came out so excited. And when I asked them, hey, when are we publishing this? All the hype went away when they said, I don't know. And it took everything in my core to tell him, put it now. Like, what's the fear? And he stopped and he looked at me and he's like, you're right, man. You're right. There's no excuse. We got to put it out. I see all these people putting Facebook Lives, no filter, no studios, no nothing. I'm so lucky that I get to come to the studio and record it. I'm going to put it out tonight. And that was so exciting to me because guess what? He's going to gather feedback and then he's going to do the next session and he's going to go record again and it's going to help some people, at least one listener. And that makes me very happy. Not just me, but I'm sure the person that listens to his message is going to get a big win. But anyways, I just wanted to come here, parked using the new corner set that we have here in the studio, a little dark, but at the same time, put my thoughts out there and say thank you for you, the creator, that are putting in the reps. And if you are still thinking about it, don't lose any time. Go ahead, record a video today, do a Facebook Live, go back to our 45 live episodes, share a story of what happened today, and then share a lesson. And then invite them to connect with you. Content is all about conversations. How many conversations can you establish? Anyways, I'm going to stop the rant. Thank you so much for coming back here to Content is Profit. Don't miss the next episode. It's going to be so, so good. I can't tell you much, but it's a person that's going to help us, launch or engage in the Business Creator Club. If you haven't checked it out, businesscreator.club. There's a surprise coming for a new thing that we're doing. And thank you so much. And we'll see you later. Take care.